Okay, no joke. This honestly is the best bibimbap I have ever had. So, if you want to do bibimbap right, follow this recipe.
Welcome to the second episode of Lunch and Math. Soapies. It looks big, but it'll shrink. We're looking for sponsorships. It's already shrinking like crazy, you see it? Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Make it crispy. Oh, the water's boiling, so now I dunk them in. Dunk them in. Dunk them in. Get some fat out of there. I'm gonna put it in cold water right away. Make sure it's cold. Put it back in. Now it's time for the sauce. Just make sure you get everything out of there.
And when I cook this with my wife, I can smell the MSG so much. But when you mix all of this, last time we had it, I can smell it.
Magic.
What's the secret?
I think it's the mix of the vegetables actually. Yeah, also the coldness. I like to do it one by one, otherwise it clumps. You see the ice is melting? I'm actually giving it the water that it needs. Now this is ready to serve. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice touched ice on top. It's amazing this summer. Like hot summer day.
Yeah. That's what this dish is meant for. And this on the side. And then put this in on the side. That's it. One. So now that it's the final touch. Here you go.
You hear the crunch. This is my second time, right?
Okay.
I've been looking forward to this day again. I foresee like this summer and maybe this coming year, it's already happening, but like maybe a lot more parents will try to sort of take the matter into their own hands and see if they can give their kids like more help. It's like now they feel like you just leave it to school. There's no trust. There's no certainty like the kids will be caught up, right? So I think the demand of tutoring might go up.
The fear of not knowing is actually a bit scarier. Like I don't know whether the number. It's a bit like in investing too, in finance. When the numbers are wrong, everything starts to you start to doubt everything. So from a parent's point of view, if the grades you're seeing are not indicative of anything, it's easily starts to become very paranoid. If I'm being told like he or she is behind like for XYZ reasons, then I'll at least know what to do, or just make peace with that reality.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the reality, you sort of
A lot of these kids just go to university and then they get surprised, right? They just end up failing the courses.
Yeah.
Get switch out of programs or switch schools.
Yeah.
Sometimes they literally just get kicked out.
Yeah, that's so terrible.
If you fail, I think 2 semesters in a row in Canada,
Yeah.
you get kicked out. You can't come back for 2 years.
Wow. That's so harsh. Do you have like summer math programs? Because I remember like,
Yeah, summer is. I mean, we've just been through cold winters. It's tough to think about, hunkering down in the summer to get some math in, but it's a great time to be caught up, right? So,
because I'm at my graduate program,
yeah.
they made everyone take this test that had consisted of linear algebra, multivariable calculus, and I obviously failed. So if I did that, if for the students who failed, they forced them to take a summer math course. So like you have to come to school earlier.
I think a lot of universities are doing that.
Yeah.
Even though, because they don't trust the marks,
Yeah.
a month before coming to university, take this course.
Okay.
Including, remember the
Ontario.
UIT? Yeah. I think they have programs like that. They know they can't trust the marks that are coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got some feedback from people we know that work in the university. They're like, the number of kids that are behind in math, even though they came in with the required marks, is substantially increased. So they have to spend school resources to help them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's another story that kind of fits with all this narrative, right?
Yeah. It really does go back to how the learning gaps really are subtle until you get struck with a very holistic question or subjects like calculus, or all of a sudden you have to do eigenvectors. I mean, this is a very technical, maybe advanced, but then you have to like really know linear algebra. That's when like everything starts to crumble.
I think that's largely fault of the way the math is tested and evaluated, because if they say this is what's on the test, you memorize the process of getting the answer, even though you don't get it. You just repeat it enough times, you tell yourself, fine, I got math. So math equals memorizing process to, I think, a lot of people, maybe majority of the people.
And I think that's when you go to college, you have to actually understand that's when like things are tough. Again, like
it can happen before college, and I hope it does for a lot of people. But you're right. Like college has proved why this eigenvector property is sustained in this these operations. You're like, what's eigenvector? What operation? What is this, right?
Yeah.
And you have to like ask everything. Do I understand any of what the sentence is saying?
Right? I distinctly remember like two concepts. I think in linear algebra, it's the idea of what are the multiples of each other or independents, or what do you call them? Like you have, if they're multiples of each other, they're like.
What do you mean?
If a vector is one vector is a multiple, it can be
Scalar.
produced by another vector. It's not like not unique or something.
Oh, like independent or dependent vectors.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you might be talking about if you can combine it with two vectors. It's
Yeah,
a linear combination of vectors.
Yes, it's a linear combination.
Vectors,
and how it's important to be able to like notice which are not linear.
Yeah. Because they span different spaces.
Yeah, exactly.
This is getting too deep into.
Okay.
We're gonna lose the audience.
Okay.
Right? It's like university topic. None of the parents.
Okay. Well, anyways, when it talks about derivatives, when I first approached it, I distinctly remember approaching it as moving exponents down. That's all I'm doing. If it's x squared, I'm moving 2. Right? That's all I was thinking. And I was good at it because you do it a lot of times. You're like, you learn how to move exponents down. But nowhere in that, like maybe a whole year, did I think about what it means when you differentiate something. I was like, what is this dx thing? It's kind of annoying.
The thing is though, like if the kids even did what you did during pandemic, like actually practice to at least have that in your muscle memory, they wouldn't be so behind.
Yes.
I think there's 2 parts. You have to do that and reflect and understand.
Yeah, okay.
But they did neither.
Right. Yeah.
That's completely crumbling right now.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because if you're actually pretty fast and you're like, but I actually don't know what's going on, I just need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you get it. That's what I was doing.
It's like going to the gym and practicing sports. If you're a basketball player, we learn to dribble, but you never played a game. But if you at least practice dribbling.
Yeah, if you're fast, you can dribble fast, then you can learn the games, the rules, right? And you're like, you might be pretty good.
Yeah, it's true. But if you did neither, then you have to learn dribbling and learn the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And learn how to pass.
That's kind of what's happening, I think. More. That's COVID like really, really messed that up. I think for a lot of kids, not everyone.
Actually, that's. I think that frames it well. Like if the basketball analogy,
Yeah.
you didn't learn how to dribble, nor did you learn how to play the game.
In reality, you know, I want my kids to understand it, my own kids to understand things. But once I get them to understand it, they're like, I get it, Daddy. All right, practice. And it still takes them, you know, hours
Right. Yeah.
to get good at it. Right? So there's actually, those two are separate things.
Yeah, because even Stephen Curry shoots like how many shots a day?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like in order to be good, you still have to shoot the shots and
Yeah, to be able to apply it to the game.
yeah.
Like
Learning by
instinctively.
doing.
Yeah, I think that's actually the bigger problem. Kids didn't do the learn by doing.
Right.
So get them to try to understand it and do it right now is just overwhelming probably for most. Anyway, I think that's a good quick conversation for today.
Yeah.
Let's get back to work. Thanks for lunch, man. It was awesome.